Okay, I feel like after 130 hours of Marvel Rivals and reaching top 60 on the leaderboard and playing this many hours of Psylocke, god, she's so hot. I feel like I'm finally qualified to make a tier list on what heroes are good. Because so far, to be honest, I haven't really gotten enough information. Like, some heroes are really rare, so I couldn't really get a good opinion on them. But after yesterday, I feel like I can, so let us begin. My tier list is going to be very different from all the other ones I've seen. This one's like really weird, okay? There's some heroes that a lot of people put in D that I don't think belong there. So let us begin. Okay, my tiers are a little bit different than normal tiers. Instead of S, A, B, C, and D, we have S+, which is a tier reserved purely for Hela and Doctor Strange. Because Hela, I mean, self-explanatory, server admin every single game, just completely overpowered. She can 2-tap people, she has an E that stuns people and sucks them in and makes her 1-tap them. Her ult is insane, she has a get out of jail free card, and her ult is also another get out of jail free card. Also, I completely forgot to mention her right click, which does a lot of damage to tanks. Shit, I'm like, you could take away 3 of her abilities and she would still be good. Doctor Strange is probably surprising that I put him on the same tier as Hela. I think his portal completely changes the way you play the game, especially on maps that have really difficult to take points, like the hybrid ones, where you just teleport behind them and it gives you a much higher chance to win the first fight. Usually you'll get stuck on those points for like 2 or 3 minutes, or you might even get full held, but there's the portal. And then his shield is insanely good. It blocks like literally everything in the game, including Doctor Strange ult. His ult is ridiculously good, like one of the best in the game, and he does a ton of damage, and AoE damage as well. Also, if you have a really good PC, his portal comes with the added bonus that you'll make everyone on the other team lag out when you're using it. Well, everyone on your team too, so you better hope your team has good PCs. Yeah, that's Doctor Strange. I think he's just far and above all of the other tanks. Some of them come like kinda close, but he's definitely the best. Always good is a tier where the hero is just always good. It doesn't depend on the map, it doesn't depend on the team comp, it's just always good. And they're also flexible heroes. Like, if you don't really say one trick or have 100 hours on the hero, you can still play them well enough to win. I think Psylocke goes here for sure. She's so cool. Psylocke is just always good. I don't know what to say. This hero has one-shot potential, one-shot assassination potential. She's really hot. She has a lot of pokes. She does a lot of damage to tanks. She's really hot. Her ult is really good as well. She's really hot. Yeah, but she's not S+. She's not Hela or Doctor Strange. So, yeah. Okay. Next we have, you know what, let me do all the DPS first, and then we'll do tanks, and then we'll do supports. Or maybe we'll do supports and then tanks. Next on this always good, honestly, I'm putting Iron Man here. I know people are saying, technically I should put him in the niche tier because of his team up with Hulk. Iron Man is incredibly good with his team up with Hulk. I need to show you a video. I'll show you. I'm uploading an Iron Man video soon and you'll understand. But this character is ridiculous. If you have supports that are looking at you, or if you yell at your supports to look at you and you press E and hold right click, the other team will just fall over. Like, it's actually insane. Also, his ult is one of the very few that can kill through Luna Snow and Mantis ultimates, which are extremely common. It's also really good to combo with ults like Doctor Strange ult or Groot ult. It'll just kill the entire other team. He gets a lot of ambush angles. He farms ults super fast. This character is just all around really good, especially if you have an incredible Hulk. The problem is, if they play Hela, and you're not in Diamond, where Hela is perma-banned, then Iron Man is much harder to play. But that's it. I think that's his only problem. Even if they have a Punisher, he's still very playable. The problem is just Hela. She can 2-tap you out of the air, and your movement is not very fast. And next in DPS, I'm putting Starlord. I don't know what to say. This guy's just insane. He melts you. His ult is one of the best in the game, for sure. When he right-clicks, he's invulnerable for 0.3 seconds. I don't know if you guys know that. When he does his little dash that reloads his clip, he's invulnerable. Insane. Also, when he presses his spin around move, it hits Psylocke out of invis. It hits everyone. Like, it's just crazy. It's pretty good. And he has tons of mobility, so he can contest high grounds. He can contest Iron Man in the sky. He can do so much. He can flank. He's just really good. Next, we have Naymor. Naymor is ridiculously good. I don't know what to say. This hero is also someone that you can flex to very easily. You just throw down your turrets and you spam left click at the other team while standing inside of your team, and you'll probably win the game. It never feels like the Naymor on the other team is hard carrying, and then you press tab and he has 50 limbs. His ult, also insanely good. It stops people's movement abilities. It knocks people down. If you hit a 250 HP hero with a spear as the ult hits them, they'll get one shot. It stuns people that are standing in it, and if someone is standing in the center of the ult, it does 500 damage. So if you force a Luna Snow to stand still, you can kill her through her ult. And Shift is probably one of the best abilities in the game. If you're getting dove by, say, a Black Panther, a Spiderman, a Psylocke, you just press Shift and they have to leave. It makes you invulnerable, and on top of that, your supports can heal you while you're invulnerable. So you'll come back down on 250 HP. It can also be used to give yourself high ground, and you can float around with it by holding spacebar. It's just really good. And if you combo his right clicks with good turret position and timing, it can actually one-shot someone, which is insane. Yeah, that's Naymor. He's very good, especially against flankers. If you place down your turrets, they won't really be able to play the game. I think Moon Knight goes here. This dude just does so much damage. He also has one-shot potential. Not really one-shot, but like insta-kill potential if you onk someone who is alone, a squishy. You farm your ult so fast, and you have good mobility. There's not really much else to say about this dude. Oh, other than the fact that you don't really have to aim. If you just free fire into their tank, you'll be the first one with ult every single time. It's ridiculous. A lot of these heroes I'm putting in the always good tier are being played constantly in my Eternal lobbies. Is it called Eternal? Top 500. The top 500 lobbies, once Hela and Hawkeye are banned, they're banned every single game. These are always the characters that are chosen. Eternity, that's what the rank is called. Hawkeye goes in always good. He has one-shot potential. There's no other hero in the game that can just straight up click you in the head once and you die. Just on a normal attack. He can two-shot tanks. Do you guys know how much damage this dude does to the head? It's like 375 or something ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Yeah. Also his ult, really good. Not much else to say about this dude. And the fact that he has mobility with his double jump, and he can knock you back if you attack him. Just all around very good hero. Yeah, I actually don't think Hawkeye is one of the best heroes in the game. It's more so that he's very annoying to play against, and he has a lot of carry potential. If a Hawkeye is hitting all of his shots, he can single-handedly carry the game. But it's very rare for a Hawkeye to do that, and a little bit RNG. But mostly I think people just don't like being one-shot, so he's pretty much perma-banned in ELO where there are bans. So Diamond Plus, Hawkeye is almost never played. This is actually one of the heroes that I don't quite have a good read on. I might actually even put him down here. because he's banned so much, I don't actually get to see how powerful he is. Also, Iron Man, I would put him in first here on always good. I think he might be the strongest DPS hero that isn't S tier, but that is only if you have an Incredible Hulk and then Adam or Mantis or both. It's very like one team comp specific and team up ability specific. Let's do supports. You know what? Aramori, what do you think? Are there any S+ tier supports? I think almost all of the supports are just in the always good tier. Mantis. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Mantis does go here. But the thing is, like... maybe Mantis and Strange don't belong in the S+ tiers. Because I feel like if you don't have a Hela and the other team does, you're gonna lose. But if you don't have a Strange and you don't have a Mantis and the other team does, then you can still win. Maybe Hela needs a Hela tier. Hela might need her own tier. But okay. I actually do agree with Mantis being S+, or at least on the same power level as Doctor Strange. Her pocket potential is so powerful. Her breakpoints, the breakpoints for every hero changes by getting damage boosted from Mantis. Have fun in your scrims. By the way, guys, the reason I asked Aramori her opinion is because she's on the #1 team in Marvel Rivals. They're called Nightmare. They won the beta tournament for like $50,000. They're ridiculous. And they're constantly top 10 on leaderboard. Yeah, Mantis changes breakpoints for every hero by damage boosting them. The combo on Psylocke changes if your Mantis damage boosted. Widow can one-shot 250 HP if you're damage boosted. Breakpoints basically means like the amount of times you need to hit someone in order to kill them, especially for heroes that shoot only once every second or once every 2 seconds. Having only to shoot 3 times instead of 4 is a really big difference. People say Widow doesn't benefit from damage boost, but that is wrong. I tested it in practice range yesterday. She does 240 to the head, but if you're damage boosted by Mantis, she does 250. She can't one-shot 275, but she can one-shot 250. Yeah, that is a rumor. That is wrong. As for Mantis, oh, she has an AoE sleep, which is ridiculously easy to hit. So she's very good at fighting off flankers. She also has a self-heal and a self-damage boost. So she can just murder people. Like, she is ridiculous. Her ult, one of the best support ults in the game. Defensive ults are so powerful. She can just keep everyone alive in addition to just dishing out damage herself. She's not like Luna Snow where if you ult you can't do anything. Yeah, if Mantis is available and you want to carry on support, probably one of the best supports that you can choose. If not the best. As for A tier supports, Adam definitely goes there. This hero is slept on, you guys. His shift can keep your entire team alive through an ultimate. His shift can fully counter Psylocke ultimate. His E insta-heals people to full, including yourself, and he has 3 charges of them, so insane. His ult can revive your entire team. It's all about positioning it. Actually, one of the things I've noticed, and maybe why people don't believe Adam is as strong as he is because people just aren't playing him correctly. If you place his ult somewhere where the other team can't see it, it is insanely good. Your entire team can respawn and be full health before coming back to the fight. Oh, also, his right click, if you full charge it, land all of it on a squishy and left click them, they will instantly die. It's just insanity. He dishes out a ton of damage. I've seen a very good Adam player match DPS numbers in ranked games in like top 500. Also his team ups. If he teams up with Starlord or Mantis, all of them get a self-res. So imagine 3 players on the other team having a self-res in addition to Adam's ult that reses the entire team. Insanity. Luna Snow, definitely in the always good tier. The amount of healing this hero does is unmatched. She also has very good pocket potential. If you put your guard on a DPS, say a flanker or an Iron Man or a Starlord or literally any DPS, They will just get constantly pumped with healing, even out of your LOS, even when they're super, super far away. It's ridiculous. And she has versatility. If you put your guard on one of your tanks and heal the other one, you can do even more frontline healing than normal. Her clap collats people, pierces people, so you can heal your entire team and hit the entire other team at the same time. And she has a stun in her freeze. Also, her ultimate is probably the best support ult in the game. It lasts for 12 seconds and everyone's practically unkillable, with the exception of being like Groot comboed with Moon Knight ult. Very specific situations. Okay, I want to put Cloak and Dagger, Loki, and Rocket Raccoon in, maybe not Rocket Raccoon, in Always Good, but they are just worse than Luna Snow and Adam. And I think they're significantly worse. Actually, I do think Loki goes here. Loki's clones are insane. If the other team isn't shooting them, or you're very smart about positioning them, there's 3 of you. There's actually 3 of you. You can pump out just as much healing as Luna Snow. Like, it's ridiculous. Also, you do a ton of damage. His shift is on a 25-second cooldown, but it's basically an immortality field. It is ridiculous, especially if you have 2 of them lined up on one spot. One shift can I keep on saying Psylocke ultimate because I play Psylocke, but one shift from Loki, not even cloned, can counter a Psylocke ultimate completely. Insane. Also, his ultimate, depending on what heroes you have on your team, insanely good. You can copy your Starlord, which I played against a team that was doing that. They would Starlord ult one fight, and then Loki would Starlord ult the next fight, and you just don't have enough defensive support ults to stop that, so they would win. And because they were on attack and we were on defense, they eventually capped the point just purely off of ultimates. Yeah, you can also copy your Luna Snow and have another 12-second ult. So imagine it's just the 2 supports alive. Luna Snow pops her ultimate. Okay, the entire team respawns. Loki copies Luna Snow. Okay, the entire team makes it back to point. You have another fight when it was 2v6. Like, what? Insanity. Okay, I'm gonna turn this tier into Require Specialist or Team Up. I actually think Punisher goes here. I forgot about him. I'm gonna put him right here. DPS, then supports. I don't know. This character just does a ton of damage. He's relatively simple to pick up. He has a lot of mobility, and his ult is very good, but situational, in my opinion. Also, his turret is solid. That's really it. He's just an all-around solid character. I think he's the worst of all the always good DPS, but he's all-around solid, so he gets there. Let's do tanks. You guys are gonna question mark me for this one. Hulk is here. Allow me to explain. People just don't know how to play this guy. He is so good. His ult has solo kill potential. He has tons of mobility. He can dive or be a frontline tank. He can do both. His exile ability can counter so many ults and set up so many kills. His team up with Iron Man and Doctor Strange is just like extremely broken. Like, it is so good. Yeah, Hulk is just good. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, from what I've seen in my top 500 lobbies, actually last night when I ranked up to Eternal, it was a full top 50 lobby. The other team had an Incredible Hulk. They didn't even have Iron Man or any team ups, and the guy had the most final blows on his team and 60,000 damage blocked. It was just like ridiculous. He had like 20 final blows. The rest of his team had less than that combined. Bro was hulking out. I don't know what to say. He was hulking out. Next tank. It's definitely Magneto, and Magneto goes above Hulk. Magneto is just really good. He has solo tank potential. Actually, I should mention that Hulk does not have solo tank potential. I feel like if you're the only tank and you're playing Hulk, you're kind of screwed. Magneto and Doctor Strange are the only ones that can solo tank, in my opinion. The other ones they're too easy to shoot. They don't have enough survivability. Magneto has a bubble. Insanely good. So many uses. You can bubble anyone on your team. You can bubble yourself. Really good. He does a lot of damage. His ult is either a defensive ult for himself or can one-shot people on the other team, even through a Luna Snow ult. Yeah, he has a shield. He's just really good. That's it. Magneto's just really good. I don't know that I would put Thor in always good. And I don't know that I would put Groot there either. Okay, I think in ranked, up until the entire lobby... Actually, you know what? I think purely in ranked, Groot is always good. But once you get to team environments where people are running meta comps that all have synergies with each other, and everyone knows what they're doing, and it's a professional environment, Groot falls off really hard, and he might not even be playable. But in ranked, Groot is always good. Just all around solid tank. He does so much tanking. His walls heal. There's a lot of play potential with his walls, and his ult is also one of the best in the game. And I think he's so simple to play. Yeah, I think he's very simple to play. Actually, Hulk does not meet one of the criteria for this tier, which is anyone can flex to him and do well. I think he does require a specialist, but he is always good, so I'm gonna leave him there. Or maybe he goes here. The problem with putting him here is I believe he's like, in terms of power, I believe he's like here, or even here. So I feel bad putting him here because he's a tier below. He requires being exceptionally good at him, but he's so powerful. And once I finish this tier, I'll order them by how powerful they are. I have them in categories right now. Actually, Bulgur, you're a tank player. You're a pro tank player. Where do you think Thor goes? I don't think he's that good, but I've seen crazy things. You would put him with Hela? Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, I think Thor can go here. He definitely belongs here. He's probably even better than Groot. If Hela gets a kill, Thor gets revived. Which is like, what? The problem with Thor is he's really difficult to play. I might actually put him here because I don't think he's on the same power level as Hulk. It's debatable. They can go in whatever. I think this category is mostly for DPS anyway. Yeah, Thor is just solid. No, I'm putting him here. I don't think he's good on every single map. And I think you need to have another tank. And I think you need to be really good at him. But if you have all of those, he's very, very powerful. That's the way I see Thor. As for the always good tier, I don't think any other hero goes there. Okay, let me put them in order of power. I think Adam Warlock is up here, dude. Like here. And I think Luna Snow in ranked is like here. But in pro is like here. Loki's down here. Magneto's like bang. Hulk is like bang. Groot is here. And Loki might be like this. Yeah, I think that's good. There we go. Requires specialist or team up. Venom, for sure. We'll do tanks first. I think Venom can be good, but you have to have friends that are diving with you. You have to have another tank. And preferably you want a Spiderman. Actually, I think Captain America's really, really bad. Really, really bad. I feel like Captain America's worse than Venom. Yeah, that's Venom. I think his ult sucks. His ult's really bad. If you have all of the things, you're a Venom specialist, you're diving, you have team coordination, and you have the right team comp, Venom can be good. He can be very good. But that is it. He is exceptionally situational. I think Peni Parker is the same way. I don't know, she's weird. I think she's very map dependent. Maybe even point dependent, like you wouldn't want to play her on an entire map. And definitely, she's sort of a counter pick. Like, if the other team has a really hard time dealing with your mines, then she's good. Or like maybe they have a Black Panther that's farming your team, then she's really good. Like, stuff like this. With her stun as well, she can stun really pesky flankers. But overall, definitely situational, not good all the time. But good, and very good in those situations. I want to put Captain America in this tier. I'm saving him. I think he's horrible. I've played so many hours in high rank, and I have not seen a Captain America impress me once. Not once. Okay, let's do DPS for this category. I think Magik is here for sure. Magik is actually a ridiculously good hero. Very powerful. I feel like people aren't hitting the skill cap on her yet, and she's gonna be even more powerful given time. There's actually a guy on the leaderboard who's like rank 1 or 2, and he has 60 games on Magik and he's won 50 of them. I think she is map dependent, she is team comp dependent, and she requires a specialist. But with 1, 2, or all 3 of those, she is insane. Black Panther is the exact same way. This dude is freaking scary to play against. If you see a guy that has the Black Panther Lord portrait in your game, he is just going to murder your supports. Like, he is so good. The problem is, I think he falls off if there's a map that he can't flank on easily, or if the other team chooses heroes that give him a very hard time. For example, if you're playing against a Peni Parker and a Naymor, and like a Luna Snow or supports that you have a hard time killing and are dangerous to you on Black Panther, then he falls off really hard. But he's a very good hero. I'm gonna put Bucky here as well. He's only here because he requires a specialist. I don't think he requires a team up. I don't think he's map dependent, but you really need to know how to play Bucky to get the value out of Bucky that you can get. I feel like you need to be exceptionally good at him to get the same value that someone playing a character in the above tier can get sniffing glue. I'm putting Wolverine here. I actually think he's godlike. I think that people have not figured out Wolverine. I think he's insane. He's insane. This character is broken. He's a tank buster. He can kidnap tanks. Against certain team comps, he is ridiculous. But you have to be really good at Wolverine, and he is nothing like any of the other heroes in the game. So like, if you're very good at all the other heroes and you play Wolverine, you're not going to be good. You need to be really good at Wolverine, especially. But he's insane. He's insane. When we sort it by power, I'm actually going to put him here. Let's see. Cloak and... I think that's it. Oh no. I think Storm goes here. The thing about Storm is she's incredibly boring. Which I think is why people don't play her. You feel like you're doing nothing. And that's because you alone are doing nothing. Until you ult. When you ult, you win. But before that, and this is why I think, and this is why she's in this tier instead of always good, I believe that you need a certain team comp and a coordinated team in order to make this hero effective. You need to get value out of her damage and speed boost. You need to be with your team. Individually, as far like carry potential, 0. None. I think anyone could do what a good Storm does. But in the right environment, I think she's S tier. I think she's extremely powerful, especially because of her ult. I've actually seen a couple Storm specialists in my Eternity lobbies. They have like the Lord portrait, and they kind of farm, I'm not gonna lie. Although the last time I played one, I beat them. But we almost lost. The only reason that we won is because we went triple support in order to have enough support ults to stop the Storm ultimate, which was crazy. The thing about Spiderman, he might go in this tier. I think even when you're really good at Spiderman and you have the team up, he's just not that strong. Yeah, I'm saving him. But Cloak and Dagger definitely go in this tier. For Cloak and Dagger, I think you just need a specialist, and then they're very good. The issue I have with Cloak and Dagger is that I think the other supports are just better. You have to be very good at Cloak and Dagger, and even when you are very good, you might as well just be playing Luna Snow. Raccoon goes here too. His res is a very good ability, actually kind of insane, especially if they don't have anyone who will break it, or who can break it easily. And his team up with Punisher or Bucky is very strong, which I think if you don't have that, then he's not worth playing. It's like a disadvantage to play him if you don't have the team up. But yeah, very good. Also, his ult is slept on. I think it's extremely good. It's just a team wipe ult. But most raccoons that I get in my game, I feel like they use those very poorly. I feel like they use his ult very poorly. Now we're getting to the really bad heroes. Spiderman. Hard work but playable. I mean, Necros is top 100 on him. He's top 50 on him. But I feel like you just have to work so hard. You have to work so hard. And you preferably need to have the team up, or you don't really do anything unless you have your ult. Yeah, that's it. I'm actually putting Black Widow here. And 2 days ago, I would have put her in the bottom tier, but I played against some crazy Black Widows. In like top 100 lobbies, I played with 2 Black Widow players that had the Lord portrait, and they kind of took over the lobby. Especially, she's very map dependent. I noticed that both of them would not play those heroes on maps where she was clearly bad. And the thing about this character is that you have to be God. You have to be God's gift to Marvel rivals in order to get the same value on this character that you could get asleep at the wheel on characters in the always good tier. But I do think she's playable. Yeah, that's it guys. That's it for this tier. I'm not gonna lie. I think the rest of these heroes are god-awful, horrible, trash. Scarlet Witch. I've never seen anyone get any value past Platinum on this hero, and I don't think you can. Maybe you could argue for the Magneto team up, and maybe you have 2,000 hours on Scarlet Witch. But aside from that one situation, nah. Jeff, also in this tier, I think he's a noob killer. I'm sorry to say it. His ult is his ult is so easily counterable, especially as time goes on and people realize how you can counter it. I can't remember the last time I got eaten by a Jeff. It was so long ago. And if it's not on a map where the edge is close to his ult, then it's just useless. It's just useless. When he is underground, he's unkillable, which is cool, but like he's not doing anything underground. And when he's above ground, he's very vulnerable. He does do a lot of damage, and he does do quite a bit of healing, but compared to the other supports, I feel like he's just worse. If you put Jeff in a game like Overwatch, he would be God. He would be insanely good. But a game like Marvel Rivals, where you're dealing with Luna Snow, you're dealing with Mantis, Adam Warlock, Loki, Jeff the Land Shark is not good. He's just worse than the others. And his team-ups aren't really good. Like, you can stand on Groot's head, that's cool. You can do slightly more damage with Luna Snow, that's cool. But, I'd much rather have any other support on my team. Squirrel Girl. Poor Squirrel Girl. I think her abilities are really good, but the fact that she's a DPS with an ultimate that's basically unusable, that's her biggest flaw. I think she could actually go in the hard work but playable tier, or even the required specialist tier, if her ultimate was good. But she might as well not have an ult. That thing is terrible. Maybe, okay, and maybe we're in the timeline where no one has figured out her ult. And once people start having Squirrel Girl ultimate lineups, then this hero can go into a higher tier. But I think someone needs 1,000 hours on Squirrel Girl before that happens. Now, Iron Fist. I don't know what to say. This guy is just useless. Once you start shooting him, he just dies. If Iron Fist attacks you and you're getting healed and you shoot him, what is he going to do? This character is so bad. I've seen one Iron Fist since I got into Platinum. Mind you, there's Diamond, Grandmaster, and then Eternity after Platinum. I've seen one Iron Fist, and yeah, he didn't do so hot. He's definitely a terror in lower elos where people don't really know how his abilities work, or where you might not get care from your supports. But past that, he's pretty useless. Some people might argue that Captain America can go in this tier, or even this tier. And to be honest, I'd be open to moving him there. But the issue is that I haven't seen a Captain America impress me. I have probably like 300 games played in ranked, and I don't think I've seen a Captain America get value yet. They mostly just run around, and you shoot at him, and he has like a little ult charge battery. And sometimes he assembles and his team's unkillable for a few seconds, and then he goes back to just running around. In terms of power though, I'll actually put Jeff here, Captain America here, and Squirrel Girl like this. I think this is sorted in terms of power too. This one will go like this. Yeah, that seems good. And I think that's it. That's my tier list. I purposely waited a long time to make this because I wanted to see all of the information that I could get. The only hero I don't really have information on is Captain America and Hawkeye. Captain America because I just haven't seen one that's done well. I think people haven't reached the skill ceiling for him. Same with Squirrel Girl actually. And Hawkeye, I mean, he's just insta-banned every game. I don't actually know how strong he is. He's banned because he is annoying, not because he's broken. Yeah. Yeah, and always good is in the right order, I think. Some of them are so close to each other that you can debate. Like, I wouldn't die on a hill for any of the heroes in always good, their position. Honestly, Iron Man could be here. Psylocke could be here. And Hulk could be here. Any one of these could be number one. These are all, honestly, everything up until Hawkeye in the always good tier. These are all, actually, okay. Up until Naymor, these are all on the same power level, I'd say. You could argue any order for these. But I'd say these heroes are objectively worse than these ones before Naymor. Are there any heroes I would die? I would say all of these heroes, I will fight tooth and nail to say they're in the always good tier up until Luna Snow. These are undebatable. The rest of them, you can fight a little bit. The S+ tier, Hela deserves her own tier, but these two heroes are better than the rest that aren't Hela. Wolverine might low-key be here, depending on how good people get at him. Thor could be here as well. Magik could also be here. These characters are terrible. You could even move them lower. Spiderman might go here actually, but Black Widow, he's so specific. If I was to make a tier list for below the top 1 percentile of this game, it would be completely different. Actually, it would look like, you know what, I'll do it right now. It'll be... Alright. This is my below platinum tier list. Let's move them here. And this is why tier lists are not... No, it's not a burn. And this is why tier lists are not that important. If you are not in like top 50, play whatever the fuck you want. The level of power that your character has in a meta composition does not matter because nobody is playing meta compositions, and even if they did, they wouldn't play them correctly, so it wouldn't matter. You can play anyone you want, just play them well and you'll climb. Of course, there are heroes that are easier to get value with than others, but in my opinion, those heroes, they're Iron Fist and Scarlet Witch. And yeah, those two, they're very easy to climb to, let's say, gold. But once you hit gold, your hero is horrible and you haven't built the skills to play the other heroes. So you're going to get stuck. So while Iron Fist might be very good at getting you out of bronze, you can't stay with Iron Fist, you know what I mean? You have to ditch him. And when you ditch him, you're going to be playing heroes that you haven't really learned and you haven't learned the fundamentals for, so you'll just drop right back down. Which is why, in my opinion, you shouldn't play a hero because they're easy. You should play them because they're fun. That's what it comes down to. Play the heroes that you enjoy. Don't worry about the tier list. Don't worry about whether it's good in your rank or not. Play whatever you enjoy. Don't worry about 222. It doesn't matter. You can have 6 duelists and win the game, even in Diamond. Just play whatever you enjoy, because that's what video games are all about at the end of the day. And if you enjoy flexing, then do that. But yeah, that's my tier list. Bye.